Let's see. I have Zed grabs him and marches him towards a rec room. There were two people with packages. Scabs fires at one of them. Scabs takes a hit at a blue crystal. Feel like I'm the center of the universe. Steamer chest has been cut in half. Snakes spill out into and eat the ship. This is the site of the Maw. Ratha stationary orb in the sky captured. Pseudo snakes aboard the vessel.
Okay. So we begin again with you guys in the old rec room, reappropriated as the fuck room. And you guys have just been dealing or doing battle with these two apparent employees, workers on the crew aboard the ship. Um, both of whom took immediate offense to your arrival in their room here, and upon your return, ended up dying in the process of trying to fight you, and then trying to open up one of those chests, which indeed, or the chest, which was indeed open and outspilled uh, hundreds and hundreds of these like pseudo snake things with these mouths more akin to something like an eel or a leech or something. They seem to be emitting from their mouths some kind of acid that's allowing them to eat through the deck of the ship, and they are dispersing rapidly throughout the ship, burning their way through the floor, through walls, or simply just wriggling their way away. Um, and while this is happening, the remaining figure here that you guys had just fought um, is going to try and make their getaway. Um, what would you guys like to do in this moment?
I'd like to hit it with a rock, and by a rock I mean a sword, and by a sword I mean a glaive.
Ah, fantastic. Um,
Scab stuff will take some shots at him.
hell yeah. Uh, yeah. So going through this area, I think will be difficult terrain now with the number of crawling snake-like creatures. But I think what's your movement speed there, Zed? I think you should only
30.
need yeah, you should only need 15 to cross the room and get to them and lay in a swipe. So why don't you guys both take your attacks and we'll see if she even or I think it was the woman that you guys killed, so it's the dude that's remaining. We'll see if he escapes or makes it to the door even.
I'm gonna steady aim for.
Like the ones that I
Oh, wait, for some reason I had disadvantage, didn't I?
Were you
Oh, I
poisoned?
was poisoned. Yeah. So with steady aim, it's just a regular
Regular shot.
16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Kiss Daddy.
I only rolled a 10.
10 does
I
not.
whiff.
16 damage.
Oh, damn.
Oh wait, do I get sneak attack? Zed's not within 5 feet, right?
Zed, I'll allow it. Zed ran up there and charged to engage as well. Well, I guess that depends, Zed. Would you go into melee or would you you have a glaive, so you have reach, which I think would impact your ability to provide stealth attack here. I say take it. Take the stealth attack.
Okay, 16.
Fantastic. The arrow slams into their side uh, as they have already turned to run to the door, but look back to give a triumphant grin as they see their these like pseudo snakes spill into the room. And just as they look back, the arrow slams into their side, and they like stumble and fall. You see them like stumble, fall, and slide headfirst into like the frame of the door hatch that they were going to go through. They are dying or dead.
Woo! That's right.
Now we have another problem.
Are you talking about these snakes?
Uh, is that what they are?
Oh, suddenly something like them.
Uh, they seem to be breaking the boat.
Did the other person have like a second chest as well? Another boiler chest?
Hmm.
Scabs is gonna like grab it and see if it's like squirming around. There's a chest here.
Don't
The
open it.
the chest is not squirming around itself, but you can give me like a what do you think, a perception or investigation check to examine the chest, see if you can hear anything from the interior.
Not one perception
Not
for
one.
7 perception.
It's solid and unmoving.
Do you want to open it? And he kind of like
Not
hands it to
one bit.
Zed.
I throw it. I slide it gently on the floor behind me and go and stomp on some creatures, apparently.
I'm gonna start looking to see what they're running towards, or maybe they're just running away. But I want to see where they're headed.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you both give me dexterity saving throws?
23.
Um, that would be a 4.
Um, Scabs, you notice one of these things. You're like looking around, trying to take in or trying to suss out like what some pattern or direction these things are traveling. One of them crawls, you notice, up your boot and is just about to dip, like get up under your pants or whatever clothes you're wearing. And you like kick it and shake it off. Zed, you are not as aware and are not able to dance away and from these things that are swarming all over the floor at this point and now over your feet. And you don't notice until you feel the burn of the acid as one of them is trying to eat its way through your foot. You take 2 points of acid damage. Go ahead and give me, let's see, a nature check, or if either of you are proficient in like artifice, like anything that would give you some sort of like engineering sort of insight, I'd allow to give advantage. Um, or yeah, so
What are we
insight.
trying to do?
Yeah, it sounded like you guys were trying to figure out where these things are going or like what they're doing. And then I kind of interjected with, hey, they're also swarming around you, and some of them are going to burn through your feet just as easily as the hole if you're not careful.
Sounds like acrobatics to me.
No, at this point, yeah, you're
I know,
just
I'm kidding. I'm
investigating.
kidding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, right
Investigation, maybe.
on. Sure, I'd allow that.
21.
I rolled a 5 for nature.
Um, you are unsure immediately with the 21. There are so many of these things, and they are like wiggling in more or less like all directions, looking for just moving away from each other as much as anything, like spreading themselves out. Although some are like now at this point, like falling through holes already eaten and made by other of these pseudo snakes. And they are, ooh, 21. Definitely want to reward that with something usable here. I'll say that there are two things that you notice. They are None of them are moving making any attempt to go up in any way. They're kind of like going out and down. And you definitely know that below here, as well as the bottom of the ship, below here, below the like crew quarters and chambers here, um, are other essential things. Like I mentioned, the galley, but also like the Zephyr drive is in the bottom of the ship. If these things do like wiggle and eat their way down to the Zephyr drive, if that's their goal, either in their own intent or just by where they were released, you're not sure. But you definitely make the connection that intelligent or not, there are essential ship functions that these things could damage, in addition to just Swiss cheesing the ship. Um, but it doesn't like none of them are like they're not all like wiggling towards the front of the ship or anything. They're mostly just at this point spreading out and kind of like eating their way down in places.
Okay, toss down my glaive and pull out my hands and cast burning hands towards the massive
Ooh,
tiny creatures.
hell yeah. Um, no need to roll the was this a save for them, typically for a
Heck
monster?
yeah, it's a
Okay.
DC 13 dex save for those tiny little bastards.
The swarm automatically fails. Roll the damage.
7. I'm rolling real poorly today.
Get the bad rolls out of the way.
Hear screeching as flame washes over some of these pseudopods, incinerating them. They are certainly not invulnerable or resistant to fire.
Nice. And then I'm gonna just stomp on as many of them as I can, and I'll use like I'm gonna keep my glaive on the ground, and I'm gonna keep spinning around with my hands and cast sword burst and have like tiny little ethereal blades cut up as many as I can.
Nice.
I'm
Scabs, are you gonna help kill any of these things?
I'm not here to fight some fucking snakes, man.
Neither am I, but didn't you say they could blow up the ship?
Well, possibly, but I don't want to be on it when it happens. I'm out of here. And he starts to like head off.
Motherfucker. Uh, how many are dying?
Uh, yeah. I mean, you with your burning hands, that big AOE, it it killed a big swath of them. Um, it's hard to tell how many of the total that was, but it was definitely a good chunk.
I'm not gonna
Alright.
waste my fucking high sitting here killing snakes. I got places to be, man.
They're not snakes! I take off my shoe and throw one of those little wormy bastards on the ground. Put my shoe back on and walk after Scabs, apparently.
All
Listening
right.
out for his every step.
Um, yeah, give me oh, one last thing you do notice with that perception on your way out, Scabs, or that investigation. You notice that these creatures have obviously had no problem crawling over you and Zed and even trying to eat through your bodies. They are winding their way around, like parting around the bodies of the two people that you guys had just fought.
Well, that's strange. Too bad I don't notice it.
Think you sense either, I mean, you hesitate to say a reverence but like I don't know, like a familiarity. Like these things don't seem terribly intelligent, but they definitely recognize these bodies in some way and are avoiding them.
They're not attacking each other either, right?
No.
Yeah, Scabs. I think he's gonna keep looking around. He has a hunch that the what he's looking for may have been brought on board by some of these people. So if there's like a luggage area that he could find,
Hmm.
Shit. I want to see what's going on upstairs. I'm not gonna follow Scabs.
yeah, we're not a team, you know. Like
We
we just
are.
ran into each other.
All right. So Scabs is going to continue investigating down here in the below decks. You're going to look for like a storage compartment for luggage or anything like that. It
Yeah,
sound
kind
like?
of keep an eye out for more of these guys. Maybe keep a real close eye out for a healing potion.
For sure. Excellent. And yeah, so you're looking for those people that you just encountered were dressed as normal crew. So you're just going to look for a crew that's behaving oddly or aggressively?
I think he's still trying to play off that he's wealthy and try to avoid the crew and just try and keep an eye out for whatever this locking key may be.
Okay. Okay. And Zed, you were going to go upstairs and investigate the commotion?
Yes.
Okay. Uh yeah, the you quickly run out. Both of you depart that. It sounds like both of you depart that room, leaving the pseudo snakes swarming behind you, or rather spreading out behind you, and leaving the two fresh corpses of these, seeming crew members in the rec room. Um, you see Zed as you like come out and just like continue hearing the screams of people of you know wealthy people who have never known trouble firsthand in their lives, screaming about the snakes being loose and everything, and the commotion upstairs certainly piques your interest.
I
uh,
grab one of them and I say, "What's going on up here?"
uh, you've come upstairs a few floors, and as you begin to like get closer to the commotion and the sound of people, you begin to sense different smells in the air. Um, you have been at, you guys set sail from Scofiaskar, this like um canal city, like built like partially out on the ocean, and then we're set into the air over the sea and then into the northeast. You suddenly smell this scent of like something like the the freshness, or the scent of like the fresh, clean, non-salty water moving, the smell of like of grass and trees and like almost like woodlands. You hear sounds of birds singing. um None of
Those aren't
that's right.
seagulls.
They are not seagulls. There's like songbirds and stuff that should not be this far out to the air or the sea.
Like, What's going on? I
You
grab any passerby I can.
yeah, come around a corner and find a few crew members kind of like gathering around, like one of them is obviously in charge, and he says, all right, um get a net, get some sticks. I hear like sticks is a good way to corral them, and we got to get all the snakes. We got to get all the snakes back for the doctor. um we'll we'll deal with the woodlands later. The birds I think will be fine. Don't worry about the giant rodents. They're mostly harmless. Just worry about the snakes. Some of those are venomous, very dangerous. But keep a sharp eye out. Go in groups of 2 or 3 at least. We don't want anybody else to get swallowed. All right. Good luck, everybody. And they begin to depart to search the ship for snakes, it sounds like. You
Uh,
grab one of them?
yeah. But just grab him and just try to figure out where the hell is Dr. Alphonse and what the fuck's going on out here.
Well, go up and see for yourself. You wouldn't believe it. That little doctor, his glass thing broke, and out came everything. He had a whole land and forest in there, and it all spilled out. The snakes are
What?
the worst of all. They're. He said that if we don't catch them and get them back in, they're highly adaptable, and we'll never get them out of the ship again. They could learn to live in here. Um, so we're trying to find them. He said the rest, the other animals and stuff will just help draw the snakes out. They're just, the snakes eat them anyway, so we'll just leave those for now. Let them go where they want. And he also said a full snake is a slow snake, so we'll just let them eat them, I guess, and then we can catch them when they're slow and full. Are you here to help?
I'm here to find the doctor and whoever let out the snakes.
Well, best head back upstairs then.
Uh, do you know where the captain is?
Last I saw him, he was cutting down a tree that was blocking his access to the navigation or the command and control center of the ship.
Great. Go find him and tell him that something's eating through the hull of the ship and might hit the Zephyr drive soon.
What?
Or go fix it. You choose, but my guess is tell the captain first. We should probably
What's?
get lower.
Oh God! All right. And the crewman scurries off, sprinting upstairs.
And I go up and listen out for Mr. Alphonse,
Yeah.
killing any
Um.
snake I see on the way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um. What's your passive perception?
12.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
4.
Wow, you were rolling so bad.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, I am.
um, you fail to see the snake coiled above the door that have a hatch that you just traveled through. You hear it hissing and uncoiling behind you as you pass through, and you turn around just in time to see this small, like kind of like this long, thin snake just like strike out at you and bite you right in the cheek. It is going to do 1 point of piercing damage, and it's also going to do it's also going to do 4 points of poison damage. And you are Constitution saving throw DC 12 or be poisoned for the next hour.
Woo, I did that one okay. 24.
Nice.
Can't poison me.
But
I
after
rip its
like,
head off.
yeah, you just easily able to just like rip this thing off, and like you rip it off, but its head is still there. You have to like pry its mouth open even after it's been killed, pull that off, and dispose of it.
Ow. I suck at the wound and chase after well, there's no one to chase. Still walk around and find Alphonse.
You're sucking the wound on your face?
Yep, sucking it. Don't ask questions. I got a straw. I made it out of a snake.
Nice.
Um, fantastic. And you head up the stairs, and the strange smells are just like out of place. Smells are just growing more and more potent. Um, and the sounds of commotion are growing louder and more present. You ascend one more set of stairs, and you are fully and utterly out of the crew area of the ship below decks and back aboard the main deck of the vessel. And here, as you can peer out towards the front of like the prow of the ship, where where you guys had been when you were kind of just like mingling, or had seen a bunch of people mingling, whether you were spying on them from above or what have you. This large area of the deck where people can just hang out in their various like things set up, but out there, what was recognizable is now utterly just covered in a wild landscape. You see it is smashed together places of like you see these like boulders and rocks like that are like teetering at the edge of the ship. Like you can see one of them falls off, and there is somehow like water pouring out of them out into down, cascading down the rocks, making this little waterfall into like this dirt area, like grassy area, where a small stream is developing and finding its way through these like mounds and mounds of like rolling grassland that seem to have just been like smashed against a forest on the other side of the ship. That is like you can see trees that their roots are dangling off the other side of the ship. You can still see like soil and dirt just being like whipped away by the wind, as well as like leaves being blown away as the ship continues to sail through the air with this explosion of a like biosphere upon its surface, jumbled beyond recognition from what you saw earlier in that jar.
It's kind of fucked up. Is it
Uh,
ship weighed down by all this?
you're sure it is, but it doesn't seem to have stopped the powerful Zephyr drive from keeping this thing afloat, at least for now.
Dun dun.
Um, and Zed down below. Just one moment.
You mean Scabs, right?
Yes. Oops, that note needs to be down there. Just draw an arrow. Everything's good. Scabs. Um, you skulk through the deck, just kind of like shifting between like sneaking when appropriate, or just like walking with confidence, smoking some frostweed where appropriate, just so you could like keep this like air of being just being Florida rich here, and keeping that appearance up in case you run afoul of any crew members. Um, you um and you said you are trying to avoid interactions with the crew, correct?
Yeah, I mean, he'll try and keep an eye out for like anyone noticeably guarding a door or acting very suspiciously. But he really wants to keep an eye out for a healing potion too, so he's looking in all rooms.
Okay. Yeah, doing a quick like search through all these rooms, like especially looking out for any like closets that have like first aid supplies or anything like that. Why don't you give me an investigate? Well, give me first a stealth check and then an investigation check.
9 for the stealth, and investigation 10. Not great.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, you keep wandering through these like the below decks in the like crew and like not common areas but like the crew areas and the utilities spaces of this ship. Um, you the 10 on your investigation, you don't find any like big storages of like first aid supplies or anything, but you do know like you do find that there are some like first aid like boxes and stuff placed around for emergency supplies. You pilfer through one of those, um, and you find what's a like basically just like an enchanted bandage roll that can it's effectively a greater it's a greater healing potion, which is what 4d4. It's a greater healing potion, but it applies its maximum healing, which is what
16.
16 plus. Well, they're plus 4, so 20. 44 plus 4. So it applies its maximum, but that wound can't be healed again by similar magic. It's like a once off. Like a healing potion, if you found it, would still work, but like this bandage is like, yep, you apply it and it works, but you can't just redress it and get the same benefit again.
Yeah, I'll slap it on his body. Take that full 16.
Cool. Full 20, or is
Well,
that your max?
I guess 11 would be the max, but yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Cool. Cool. As you are wrapping this around yourself, bandaging your wounds, that is the moment when a pair of crew come around a corner and say, "Oh, have you seen it? What are you doing down here? Are you looking for snakes?"
Well, I'm really fucked up. I took some of this blue crystal, man. It's fucking great. And while I was down there, there's some goddamn snakes, so I got bit by one. You can see I got this bandage over it now. Where's the antidote at? Anyone got any antidote?
Uh no. We asked Alphonse who all these snakes belong to, Dr. Festrius. He didn't think to bring any, so we don't have any antivenom. The best we can do are looks like you already found one of the bandages. Um, that's you know your way around applying bandages. It's rare for a crew. I mean, a guest aboard the ship. I'm glad you're able to take care of yourself. Is there anything we can do for you?
Well, yeah, you should probably take care of the fucking snakes that are eating through the ship. There's a
Eating
whole
through the
mess of
ship.
them. Yeah, they're back there. And he kind of points out which way he came from. And I
Yeah.
need to get to my bags. Where's the storage hold? And
Oh.
where are the escape ships?
Well, it's a little premature to abandon the ship. I assure you, your journey, the rest of it, will get this cleaned up, and the rest of your cruise will be as enjoyable as you would expect from the Infinite Dawn. But
Well, I'm too rich to die. I'm not going to die in the ship. Where's my stuff?
well, if so we can take you to the luggage compartment, but it sounds like there's something eating the ship. Oh God. Um,
You saved the ship. Just tell me where it's at.
all right, well, all right, head back that way. Take a right when you hit the dead end, and then you should be able to see just another intersection past that, and you should find it. Clearly marked. Big open double doors.
Well, wasn't fucking right. This has been. I'll never be back. And he runs off.
Give me a deception check.
18.
Uh, you just hear them mumbling like, "Oh, the captain's gonna be so mad at us. We lost another customer." Uh, they go running off in the direction of the the swarm of pseudo snakes that you were you are aware of. Um, give me also a perception check.
Nat 20 for a 26.
Okay. As they turn to leave, you turn the other way to follow their directions to the luggage chamber, presumably. You see a face quickly dart back into a doorway, and you hear the soft clunk of one of these like metal hatches shutting. This person, you recognize their features immediately as well. Actually, give me an investigation check on top of that.
8.
Well, with that natural, you got a natural 20 or just
Yeah,
a?
nat 20.
You can do that with advantage as well. You know that there is
15.
an illusion on this person's face. And with illusion magic, if you are oftentimes aware of it, you can try and perceive past it. The 15, not quite enough to see through this, but you can sense you get this like sense of just like this kind of like, there's just like this little bit of like mismatch between the movement of the face or the movement of like the head and like the face like image like catching up or something. There's some weird delay or like something just intuitively that you catch and recognize as a feature of illusion magic.
Scabs is going to make his way to the door and try and open it. Get back here! I need some fucking help!
Nothing.
Yeah, can you get through the door?
Door is locked.
Does it have a traditional lock-in key, or is this like latched or something?
Yeah, it looks like it has like probably a latch on the inside, but you know, for safety, all the doors have like an override from the outside in case like something fails and like they need to rescue somebody from you know, a chamber of the ship or something. So you can try and like pick this like arcane little lock that's on the outside of the door.
I forgot, what is it? Sleight of hand? Dexterity?
Yeah, it would be dexterity plus your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency modifier if you have tools that you're proficient in.
Oh my god, it's a fucking nat 1.
um you fiddle with this panel trying to get it to work, and you like just about like you've like crossed a couple wires and you're ready to like splice it, make the last connection, and it just like this like crystalline fragment just like pops, and you are shocked with like a little bit of like electricity. You're like fuck, and not anything substantial, but enough to know that you've botched this lock. It is not going to work. um but you hear a voice from the inside or from behind the door say, "Who are you? Did you say Snake's reading the ship?"
Yeah, that's right. Who the fuck are you?
"You're the one trying to break into my room. I think you should answer me first."
I just need some fucking help. I'm trying to get out of here. This ship's eating this thing alive. Or snakes.
"Well, if you're just in it for yourself, I can't help you."
Well, can you show me where the storage room is?
"I heard them already tell you. I think you'll find it just fine on your own." Give me from here, I guess like yeah, I should have waited for you to respond. But yeah, how do you want to respond to that? And likely a this is the time for a persuasion or a charisma check here. So how do you want to reply?
Um, Listen, I got a lot of fucking money. You want some of this money? Open the door. Persuasion, I
Uh,
guess?
yeah. Do you have money?
I mean, as far as he knows.
As far as you know, like
Or as far
you
as he
know.
knows, as far as he knows.
You mean as far as Scabs knows? Sorry.
Scabs has like I'm sure some money because I think he got a front for 500 gold, and then he bought himself a fancy outfit. So he's probably
Oh
got some
yeah,
money on hand.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, definitely still has at least a few hundred gold.
And I'll jingle the coins so he could hear him.
Uh, the voice replies, "I have no need for your money. If you were looking to help anyone other than yourself, then perhaps we could talk. But it sounds like you're on your own."
This money could do a lot of good, you know. It could save many a life. Who do you want to help out? Maybe I could help you out, young lass.
Well, for one, I would like to help this ship stay afloat. Would hate to see everybody on the vessel die.
Scabs is gonna start applying poison to his short bow.
Okay.
And as soon as that door opens, he's gonna shoot whoever's in there.
Um, yeah, well, they've given you no indication that they plan on opening the door at this
Hmm.
point.
He'll kind of like loudly walk away and kind of like wait around the corner to see if this person opens the door for a minute.
Okay.
Oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, a few seconds go by, 30 seconds. You're like just about to perhaps rethink this strategy when you hear the click of the lock or the latch being shifted. The creak of the door opens. You see a woman step out. Uh, she looks to be dressed as a crew person. But again, you can sense, like, especially now that you like have already have this intuition, like with more observation, it's just more and more clear that there is illusion, plus some sort of glamour covering them. They look out, sort of timidly, looking in both directions, as if really considering what they're about to do. And they
Yeah,
step out into the hallway.
he's gonna fire off a shot.
Okay. Make your attack roll, please.
18. Oh wait, I have advantage. Oh wait, no, I don't
Oh,
have advantage because.
you were hidden.
Oh, okay. But I have poison still.
Oh yeah, that's right. 18, you said?
Yeah.
That hits.
14 damage, and then applying the poison. They need to make a DC 13 con save.
And the sneak attack?
Got a natural 3.
You will take 10 points of poison damage as well, and they are poisoned.
So 14 piercing, 10 poison, and they're poisoned.
Yes, so 24 altogether, and poisoned.
They take that moment to like look in either direction, and then taking a moment to like kind of like gather their courage. They step out into the hallway and start moving the direction that you told the other crew members that there were snakes eating through the deck, like back down the hallway from where you came. And as they step out, arrow goes like through their rib cage, and they just fall.
Dead?
Uh, Dead or making death saving throws.
He's gonna run over there and hold a dagger up to its throat and say, "What the fuck is going on here?"
They are. You can see their eyes like look up at you, and it's like a frown of confusion, and then they seem to maybe pass out from the dying.
Does the blood look normal and everything?
Give me a medicine check.
15.
15. Um, Wow, Kidu. 15. The blood is dark and red, as you would expect from a human presenting person. Um, and that's like enough almost for you to like accept that, but then like the little bit of additional insight and experience with drawing the blood of humans. There is almost a you hesitate to say a glow to it, but there is almost like this like bit of like luminescence to the blood. Like the redness is just like a little bit more full and like saturated somehow. Like it's a more red um in some way. It's sort of strange. Give me a religion check. Hey Kidu, you can come in here. It's just up for Pasha. Kidu, come.
It's a 3.
Yeah, that's some weird blood, bro. Kidu, come on. Don't be scared. It's just a gate. At a girl. Yeah, don't you don't know what that might mean.
Okay, he'll spend a little time checking out that room.
Okay. Um, yeah, you go into the room that she was in. She did leave it unlocked, perhaps unable to lock it after you had or lock it from the outside after you had damaged that override thing. But you go into the chamber and you find in there it looks to be just a normal like crew quarters chamber, very simple and somewhat Spartan layout with a single bed, a small like desk and mirror and chair set up, one other chair and a small table and like a little cupboard and wardrobe and stuff. Not a lot in this room. um, you're welcome to give me an investigation check.
9.
9. Well, the thing that catches your eye the most would be the on the desk in front of the mirror is a what looks to be like a small like little altar set up, little more than like a few like fold out like a fold out um, like a wooden piece that has a hinge and it's like folds out and it has like on one side and this elaborate depiction of the Earth and the Moon and a an additional like crescent moon above that moon, and you see that there are in front of that a number of candles that are lit and burn with a like a silver little tiny little they're like little candle lights, but they burn with a silver flame. um, and on the other's panel of this thing is a bunch of writing in Elven. Do you speak Elven?
He knows a little Elvish with just the bad words.
Nice. No bad words here, except for like little like bits of like like goddamn being a bad word. You might still see a reference to God in the Bible, and you might see the reference to the word damn in the Bible, but like there's it's not a slang book. It's not the message. It is a some sort of holy text, it seems. Um, you can give me another religion check.
13.
You know that this is probably um an altar to the goddess of the moon, Selune. But Yeah, you know that like probably reference to Selune. You think that like the weird second crescent moon above the first, both of them are silver. Neither of them have like the reddish tone of Ratha. It's obviously a depiction of Luna, but the additional crescent above it is a little bit peculiar and outside the typical worship of just of Selune, of merely Selune.
Okay.
Um, the woman that you left to die outside of her room, the
Yep.
one that you shot, rolled a 12 and a natural 20 on her death saving throws. That's what I was reacting to earlier.
Oh,
So
nice.
she restored herself with 1 hit point thanks to that nat 20. And you can see she's like, it's like puts her, she's like leaning inside with her, just like looking into the room, and she says, "You shot me.
That's
Why?"
right. What the fuck is going on around here? I can see you're not real. What's with this fucking fake illusionary bullshit face of yours? And he's
Uh,
gonna pull out a dagger and like approach her.
she says, "Please, no, please, please. Fine, of course. It's just for my own protection, but it seems to have worked against me." And she just like wipes over her face and dispels an illusion around her. And you see this person is still, very much humanoid, but they have just like brilliant silver hair. Their eyes, though, like wide and beautiful, are like a little bit too far set apart. Their ears grow longer and pointed. Um, this person you see looks vague, like looks elvish, but maybe not like doesn't look like an elf, but might have an elvish like ancestry or something. But like the silveriness to them, and just this kind of like almost alien look to them. There's just something a little bit like off about their features. Um, that just like fall not all the way in the uncanny valley, but there's just like something that's just a little bit off to your brain. But this is an era of wonder in the world, and you have seen a great number of variety of peoples, even some that are not native to this plane of existence. This person you would guess probably has some ancestry or something that's a little extra.
Listen, you better start talking, or else I'll finish you off. What the fuck are you doing here?
Um, God, look, please don't kill me. I'm I'm just traveling. I'm just trying to get to Loomis. I think these snakes here might be for me, though. How about we take a little 10-minute break right there for. So, below decks, we have Scabs interrogating this woman that he almost killed. And above decks, we have Zed, who's investigating the strange commotion of this explosion of nature aboard the ship. What is Zed going about doing as he takes all this in? You've reached the main deck of the ship and seen this just like wild nature that's just like appeared on it, all smashed together, with like forests just abutting grassland immediately, and just like these like large boulders of like foothills of some mountain, just leaned up against the edge of the ship and hanging over the railing in places. Um, and all with a nice new stream filling the center. You pass by a few large and small rodents. Some birds fly by your head as you take all this in.
Uh, I run into the fray to find Alphonse. He has to have answers.
Yeah. You um run into the fray of all this commotion. Um you heard that Alphonse was up here somewhere on this deck. Um you heard the captain was somewhere trying to get rid of a tree that would allow him access to the actual like command area of the vessel. Um Yeah, you run in, you pass by people running to and fro, all like groups of crew members uh just panicked running around trying to catch snakes and other beasts while others are yelling at them. They're like, "No, leave the beasts. They're good bait." And It's just a mess out here. Um you look around from for some time, but it's hard to find anybody amid all this chaos, and much less like it could just be like behind some of the trees that are now on board the deck of this ship. um but it's maybe a couple minutes until you hear the familiar sound of Dr. Alphonse Festrius's voice. It's like crying out, like, "No, no, please, please don't hurt me. I didn't mean anything. It's not my fault. Well, it's kind of my fault, but I didn't mean anything by it." And you come around a little rocky outcropping near the fore of the ship. Uh, there's much of the commotion behind you and not much ahead. It seems like someone has cornered the good doctor up ahead, and you round the corner and find, indeed, the doctor is held off the ground in one arm by a powerful looking water genasi person with just like bluish skin that looks, a little damp, but otherwise just like this strong, powerful figure, just like holding them aloft in one hand with a stern look in their eye. Um, what do you do?
Oh, thank goodness you found him. What the hell, Doc?
Oh, my, my good man. I'm pleased to see you. A friendly face. I was just explaining that.
Well, friendly.
Are you are you not a friend?
Well, it depends on why these snakes are out on the plane and not inside of a fucking briefcase that they were in.
They were happily in the biosphere. I had just turned away from uh, my dear Basilia for just a moment. I had left the biosphere just there. I turned away, and when I looked back, it was gone. And the second later, I heard the great exploding sound of all this stuff coming out of a nothing and taking over the ship. It was somebody took it, I tell you. Somebody took it and broke it open. I was sabotaged.
Why would anybody want to do that?
Well, I suspect it's another person who'll be at the um, that'll be at Loomis and was hoping to upstage my work. My work, and that of Basilius, of course, is revolutionary, and surely we would have gotten the recognition we deserve. But now, someone else of lower quality work, some other animal, some other creation that will be far less beneficial to the world, will be lauded, and our work will be unnoticed. A tragedy. You have to help me.
But why? I have no interest in science, experiments. What? Hmm.
The
I,
person that is holding the good doctor aloft this entire time, as the doctor's kind of like trying to like move and like shift and like trying to break free the entire time they're talking to you, like holding themselves up by this person's hand as well. The water genasi looks over to you and says, "You know this one."
well, I mean, I met him. I helped carry the sphere onto the. Wait, no. Yeah, I helped carry the sphere? Can't remember. But yeah, we've met. What do you want with him?
Want to know why he released his monstrosities aboard this vessel? What is his
Excellent.
agenda?
Yeah, you should really drag that out of him more.
Like just gives you a nod and he like moves forward and like shoves the doctor up against this like large boulder. You notice that this person has this water genasi has slung across their back what looks to be a large like metallic case. Looks to be maybe 3 feet long and about maybe a foot wide. Um, it is kind of like this oval, like elongated sort of like egg shape kind of. Looks to be a container case, like a hard-shelled container case for something. He like pushes the Dr. Alphonse up against the this rock, and he says, "What is your aim? What do you hope to gain from this chaos?" Uh,
I would tell him, Doctor. He seems serious.
Doctor squirms. He's like, "I swear, somebody just took it. Somebody's jealous of my work, and just it must be it. They were just jealous of my work, and they took it." Um, the Genasi says, "This bullshit, and you know it. What is your obsession with snakes? Are you a part of the cult? Are you one of them?" Starts like pulling back, like ripping back the clothing that Doctor Alphonse is wearing. Just like ripping open his like fine tunic, like searching his skin, searching all over his body for something. Like,
This isn't that
please,
type of
you have to
interrogation.
help me. He's gone mad.
Hey, can he keep his clothes on, please? It gets a little weird when. Don't take his clothes off.
Can
But
have them back when I'm satisfied, and continues tearing off,
go. That's a.
denuding Dr. Alphonse.
Sir. What are you looking for?
Scales.
Yeah. Is he a?
He like
Wow.
puts his hand up at either side of Dr. Alphonse's mouth, like prying open his mouth and like reaches in, like pulls out his tongue, looks at it, releases.
Did you find any scales?
No, not on this one. Eyes you. Coincidence finding you here. What's
Is
your
it?
interest in this thing and this person and the snakes? What do you have to do with this?
Literally nothing. But I heard the snakes and I knew where they came from and I had to figure out what happened. Who are you and why would there be a water genasi on the ship?
Looks at you. Do you have something against Genasi?
No, but I figured you'd have a better way of transportation.
We are free to travel and do as we wish, just as you are.
Yeah,
What
but can't you like
insult do you
fly
mean?
or
Uh,
like turn into
I,
rain and why ride on a boat? It seems
um, Genasi are not like genies.
oh.
No, they
I'm
are,
thinking of
they're
elementals, aren't
humanoid.
I?
Yeah, yeah.
That's right. Great, never mind. Ignore me. I'm a dumbass. Well then, I have no problem with you being here, but like, are we gonna go start killing snakes now?
If it is merely snakes aboard this ship, it is a little concerned. But it
Well,
is suspicious to me.
there are also creatures eating into the wood of the ship down
What?
below. Less to do with the doctor here, though.
What do you know of this? Like slams the doctor against the stone again. Nothing. No, nothing.
No, no, no.
Uh,
It wasn't him. Those were some crew members that unleashed those ones.
Doctor says, "There's the snakes eating the ship."
Snake might not be the right terminology, but they're pretty poisonous. They've got acid. This one did one of this to my foot. I'll pull off my boot and shove my foot in his face.
Let's see a little acid burn. Hmm. The doctor says, that that shouldn't be possible. We discontinued that research. It's too dangerous.
What research?
Just snakes, they have a very adaptable form, and like Genasi's hand or fist tightens. I'm sorry. No, it was a year ago more. We discontinued it. It was too dangerous. We couldn't keep them contained. They could be. Some said that there might be a connection to the crawling darkness in them. I thought that was all just hoopla, but still, they were admittedly dangerous and not much good for the environment. So we discontinued that research. That's
That seems like it was a poor choice of things to do. And how did those things get on the ship then?
I don't know. I swear I didn't bring them aboard. That wasn't me.
But
Someone
like
must be
after
trying
you
to frame me.
discontinue researching something, wouldn't you just kill it?
We did. We disposed of the samples.
And who else could have gotten the samples?
Well, I mean, I didn't dispose of them. I had the staff do that at the academy.
What about that one lady? Priscilla? Did she have any interest in saving snake samples?
Hell yeah. No, she was one of the people that convinced me of the danger of it, of investigating that line of research. She would never. Besides, she and I are close.
Ew. Well,
I haven't seen
who
her though.
else? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Where is she? And how did the rats get out?
Well, there
The
was
rats were
some
in the thing. Yeah, that's
in
right.
the biosphere for the snakes to feed on.
What did
Um,
she have in her box?
Never really got in to check on that.
That's right. Never mind. So many people, so many weird packages.
Everybody's got a package.
Speaking of, what's in yours, Janasi? And I'll reach for his thingy.
He drops the doctor, pulls out a sword and like puts it between your hand and him. Says, "I carry something great value to me, personal."
Yeah, but as you can see, when people's boxes go unchecked, snakes and forest land with giant rats appear. Why don't you tell me what's in there, and maybe I won't have to see it.
He looks you up and down. To give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, not a bad roll. I rolled a 17 for a grand total of 17. Very
Uh,
charismatic.
17's not bad. He says to you, "It is a a relic of importance. Relic of importance to the rituals just completed back at Scofiaskar. I became suspicious of our doctor here. I'm a little touchy when it comes to the crawling kinds, snakes, and other vestiges and servants
Well, she was
of the
bound.
crawling darkness.
There, there's no more crawling darkness. They bound they bound her. That's what we're having a party, right?
The celebration is also the occasion by which or on which the binds that keep the darkness bound or at bay are renewed. This artifact was a piece of that ritual, a key of sorts.
So why do you have it, and where are you taking it?
Taking it to Loomis. The times between the rituals, the artifacts required are separated, kept
Ah,
apart from each other. It's my understanding that a new agreement and exchange of things, conversations above my level between my people and those of Loomis, an exchange of relics for safekeeping. I am to deliver this there. There is another part of that ritual that is also traveling to Loomis by other means. Again, for safety.
so all the relics are going to Loomis. What happens? Especially if one of them doesn't get there.
Would be a great concern if any of these relics failed to arrive. I'll be frank, I anticipated an escort meeting me aboard this vessel. They failed to show.
What they look like? Or was it more than one person?
They would have been two people. In the order of the Keepers of the Tide.
Have I have I heard of those people?
You know, give me a religion check. You're definitely familiar with them. At least heard the name.
Religion is an 8.
Yeah, you know they have something to do. It's like some religious order that has something to do with, the holiday and the rituals around, the binding of the darkness and blah blah blah, just that stuff. More mumbo jumbo religious stuff.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't seen any of such people like that, but if you need help with it, glad to be of assistance. But like, we should probably make sure that the ship doesn't crash, if seeing as you can't fly, like I thought you might be able to. Unless you
uh
figured it out sometime between the start of this conversation and now.
I have not learned to fly, no. Saving the ship does seem urgent and important. You are sure these things are consuming their way through the ship?
Well, the ones that I left, yeah.
Well, we should do something about that, shouldn't we? Or prepare to escape. This relic cannot be lost.
I agree with that statement. Should we tie this one up and drag him along behind us?
I think he is, at the very least, of no more threat to anyone.
But he might know how to kill the snakes. Right, Doctor?
Uh, I mean, they should, unless they've changed even further from the ones that I was working on, they should be killable by any normal means.
Well, here's an axe. Let's go find out.
Um, yeah, he takes the weapon, teeters a bit as he takes on the weight of it. He's not a even as a little bit large as he is for a halfling. He is not a fit halfling, and throws himself a little off balance before he gets it. So he gives a grim nod, or as best as one as he can effect, and he says, "All right, lead the way. Let's get him."
I will walk them downstairs.
Um, good, good. Heading downstairs, pass through a little bit of woodland over a small grassland field, crossing the new flowing stream that's figuring out how it wants to shape itself across the ship before pouring out the back of the ship, leaving this just like waterfall, the stream of water that's just being blown away into the wind. Um, yeah, you start heading back below decks.
Do we pass
Uh,
the captain at any point, or no?
Not in the most direct way to get back down. You know roughly where he is, and you could go by him if you wanted to, but that is not. You would be a little bit out of your way.
If any crew member uh, passes by, I'm just snagging crew members left and right and making them do my
Mhm.
bidding. Uh, I will do that.
Okay. And what will you have them do?
Oh, yeah, tell them to go forth and tell the captain that we need to be going very, very fast to Lumos, like super, uber fast, if he can speed us up at all.
You guys are like 5 days from Loomis.
Much faster than that.
uh the crew member just like looks at you confused, looks at just like the grim and determined faces of you and this Genasi, and the small portly halfling wielding the axe dangerously. Confused as they are in this moment of emergency and chaos, they don't question this order given by just passengers aboard the ship, and just goes to deliver this news to the captain.
I'm a really
Uh,
big dude. I'm intimidating.
yeah, exactly. They're just like, "Yep, this seems like an authority figure. Everything's crazy right now. I'm taking it," and they run off to deliver the message.
Perfect. Moving my
Uh,
way under.
Scabs, you are in this room. The woman that you just tried to murder steps inside and winces and takes a seat. Um, Give me a perception check.
9.
Yeah. She's definitely still feeling the hurt from the stealth assassination. And she kind of gives us like kind of a cough and says, I think, yeah, I'm worried they might be here for me.
At least the cult members.
I think they might be. If they're after me, they might be some of those snake cultists that want to free the darkness, free the nightmare from Ratha, and release it upon the world again.
Are you a lock or key by chance?
Um, I I guess, yeah, I'm something like a lock for the ritual.
Where the fuck is it then?
Where's what?
The lock!
No, that you're looking at it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. He's gonna knock her unconscious.
All right. No more questions. Just knocking her unconscious. Yeah. All right. Why don't you so you're gonna have to approach and attack her. So why don't you roll initiative because she sees you coming.
18.
Oh, she rolled a natural
Damn.
19. Um, she um sees you like you curse as your realization that she is indeed the lock that you are here to collect, and just like kind of like sees your expression turn. She frowns, um, and she says, "Oh, gotta protect me." And she just stands up with a much more fluid movement than you would expect from someone as you perceived as injured, and goes to punch you right in the face. Um, she and you see where she had been like holding her side, the her back where you had shot her. That wound has healed. She is going to try and punch you. She rolls a natural fucking 1. God damn it. She had the moment. She had it and she lost it. Um, she tries to punch you. You like taken by a bit by surprise, but she just wasn't in the right position. You dodge that one. She's in that case going to flurry of blows, try and attack you some more. God damn it, a natural 3, and then her last attack. All right, natural 17. You all right over there, Kidu? So it'll be a 20.
Well, that'll hit.
20, yeah, 20 to hit. Um, and she'll do nice. Total of 7 points of damage to you. And you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Is it poison related?
It is not. It's stun related, as she is going to try and key strike you.
14.
14 saves. As you see, like you feel the punch. It's like this one that seemed like not that dangerous. Suddenly, just like tightens her fist into this like just like dagger of a punch, and it hits you, and not as like with as much of a slam as just this piercing jab that like goes in and like hits a nerve cluster, and you can feel it just beginning to just like inflame through your body, but it's not enough. Like you are sturdy enough and your body has been through enough pain and bludgeoning that it's you can deal. So you survive without being stunned, and it is your turn. She says, "Just stop and listen for a moment."
Listen, lass, I need you alive, alright? I don't want you dead. I need to take you back somewhere. Get you somewhere safe.
Safe sounds fine to me. I don't want to go down with a ship either. Where the fuck do you want to take me? Who are you?
It doesn't matter who I am. Timothy O'Malley, if it matters.
Deception check.
10.
She says, all right, well, Timothy, if this ship's going down, I definitely want to get off of it. I'll go with you if we're getting off the ship before it goes down.
We gotta get to a town with a teleport station, otherwise it'll be worthless.
Well, the escape pods should be able to glide us a good distance. I think they have little Zephyr drives that can take you a good ways.
Would Scabs know where the closest town would be? Or
Hmm.
like,
Yeah, I mean, how interested do you think, we'll just simplify it. We have roles and stuff for this exactly for this reason. Why don't you give me a survival check? This will help inform like how much research even you did before, knowing the beginning and destination of this trip? How much research you did about like what areas you would cross?
10.
10. You're not sure. You know that you were still in like the first, I believe you guys are still on like, the first day of this journey. So you would really likely be like, oh, I wish I could share the maps. But you left like where effectively like the maw is, and you went north and east from there. So you guys would be like now getting into like overland, probably over what in the modern day would be the untamed lands between the Thousandfold Braid and like the Cragspire Mountains. So like that region that's kind of south-ish of the Bone Wastes, but you're like heading in towards like the what's now like the Bone Wastes. So in that area, with a 10, you know that there are some cities out there. There there is some civilization. Um, it's but with a 10, yeah, I don't know that you've been there yourself. You think that it's like populated enough that if you landed somewhere, you could probably find your way to a village and then on to a city. Um, if you couldn't find a city right off the bat, just by following rivers or roads. Over air, I mean.
Yeah, we have to get the fuck out of here. Let's get to an escape pod. The snake's eating the ship alive. We'll be fucked if we stay here.
All right. I think it's this way. I did check. They have some below here, below this deck, and they also have some more escape pods up at the passenger deck. I think down would get us there faster than going all the way up.
Lead the way. I'm staying behind you. You do anything stupid, you're dead.
Again, I'm suddenly feeling less encouraged by going with you.
Like I said, I need you alive. It didn't work out for either of us.
All right. Well, you don't try and kill me, and I won't do anything stupid.
It's a deal. And he puts his hand out to shake.
She shakes your hand.
He nods knowingly. Honor amongst thieves.
And you two begin to depart. You are running along, following after this woman. Um, at the same time as another group of people are running downstairs from above.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Why, it's you, Zed. I mean, Scabs. I mean,
You got it right the first time.
Zed. That arrow from those misplaced notes is still confusing me. I should have just crossed out and rewritten. Yeah, you Scabs are trailing behind this woman, making good pace. She's definitely not as injured as she pretended to be after downing her earlier. She runs along, making good pace, looking back occasionally to make sure you're still with you or with her, or perhaps looking for her moment to get away from you. Why don't you give me an insight check?
15.
15. Um, you have a feeling that despite having shaken hands, this person might do something that you think is stupid. That she might try and make a gamble at getting away from you in the coming passages. With that knowledge, you see her intention before it comes to pass. And as you're approaching what looks to be the intersection to where you'll make the descent down to the next level, where you should find escape craft, there's a moment where she like lags up a bit and then just begins to book it up the stairs. But you were already prepared for this, and you were like, the moment she begins to like just start her sprint, you just like are already there and grab her wrist, and hold her back. She gives a slight scream, and says, "Fine, I had to make a try. You can't blame me. And at that moment, Zed, you hear a worried female voice let out a small, like, little frightened screech or scream, and then say, like I'm sorry, I had to try. You don't blame me, right? And you come down the stairs upon this very scene. Scabs, you see the familiar face of Zed and the unfamiliar face of a water genasi with a large sort of case on his back, as well as a halfling with an axe who's like trying not to fall down the stairs.
I found one of them snake people. I'm gonna take her to the captain. What are you doing down here?
I'm not a snake person. Help me. He's trying to kidnap me. She's going to try and break free of you.
Well, I don't want her to do that.
Opposed athletics check real quick.
Can I do acrobatics?
You cannot. She can do acrobatics or athletics to escape, but you can only do athletics to keep her, I believe.
I got a 3 for a 1.
That is not gonna do it. She like breaks free and like takes some steps back, and then she looks over and sees she like sees the water genasi, and a look of understanding crosses her face and a look of like concern. And she like looks back at you, Scabs, and says, "You knew. You knew. A lock or a key? You son of a bitch, you knew." Either of you guys like to interject in this moment?
Is she one of those snake things you were looking for, like the
No.
professor?
She begins like showing her sleeves, like not taking her eyes off Scabs, but like showing her like arms, her skin, like lifting up, like her tunic and stuff. I don't have any scales. Check this one. Nodding at Scabs.
Yeah, fuck this shit. And he's gonna like sprint around the corner, and as he does, he's gonna drop his ball bearings as he continues running down the hallway, trying to like find someplace to hide. We had a fucking deal. I'm on to you, lass.
A deal of knife points, no deal at all, asshole.
I saw him get shot a couple times. Did I see any scales on his skin?
On Scabs.
Yeah. Scabs doesn't have scales.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, wait. I wouldn't have noticed scabs on his scales. Never mind. It's. No.
You can't see.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Damn it. I dragged him in to the room of scales palpable.
You did not sense any scales when you were within 10 feet of Scabs with your
I
blind sight.
carried him and dragged him into the room. I could feel the scales on his skin.
That's true. You did have some physical interaction. So yeah, why don't you give me that that perception check?
I got it. See, clever thinking. It wasn't worth it because it was only a 9. But
Yeah, and the excitement, you're not sure. You could have missed something, but you don't remember any scales.
I don't think that one has scales. I don't know that
Why do
he's
you
a good
try and kill
person.
me?
You know, I
It's
saw
got to
him
be
shoot
part
a
of
couple
this.
other people as well, but he gets a little trigger happy. From what I could tell, he just likes drugs and doesn't like being shot at.
Well, he was here for me. I'm certain of it. He knew about the lock and the key. He knew about me and you. She nods to the Genasi, who just nods back at her. He says, "Seems we were the least. Well, seems we were the least in the know."
What? Who's the lock? What now?
We we are both carrying elements of the ritual.
I thought you said you would go in separate spaces.
That was intended. The fact that my escort, and it seems hers as well, did not show up on this vessel is more indication that we have been maneuvered here.
By who?
I assume one of these snakekin cults that wish to unleash the crawling darkness upon the world again. Plunge us into an age of darkness.
Yeah, we can't be having that now.
It seems to me like your acquaintance was after the key or the lock and knew of me as well.
What? What? Why would he be after one of you? Like,
He must be working with the cultists.
that's a jump. Maybe he's here to help.
He killed me, almost. Look, I still have a fresh heel scar. He put an arrow right through my chest. I was dying.
That you're not dead?
I got better.
Well, look. If one of you dies, bad things happen. Why don't you let me hold on to the key for a while? I'm not gonna die. I have plot armor.
The Genasi says, I've sworn an oath not for this to not leave my person until it is delivered at its destination. And looking at you, I'll put my money on myself.
Okay, excellent. But the ship is going to crash soon, so like, is there a plan B?
Well, he cocks his head. You can hear over the commotion. Uh, there's some members of the crew who are like down in the hold areas where you are somewhere. You can hear their voices echoing around the halls, the cramped halls of this place, and there's you can hear them yelling like, "They're right. There are snakes eating through the ship. We gotta get down below." And there's just this commotion of just like maybe just like dozens of feet trampling their way down to investigate
Oh,
what's going on with those pseudo snakes.
oh yeah. We should probably go handle that first, I guess. But you keep thinking of plan B while we're moving. Let's go. Lock, key, dude. Do you have names? I'd rather not lock and key this.
uh you can call me Isil, uh the woman says, and you can call me Lath.
Issel is lock, Lath is key. Let's go. Oh, and be mindful the tiny one shoots arrows from the dark and they don't feel good. Oh,
I know.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
I know. It's a
You,
sneaky
Lath.
little bastard. um all right. So um sounds like Zed, you are taking Isil and Lath and heading down below decks to help deal with the pseudo snakes.
That is accurate.
And Scabs uh, fled at a sprint, throwing ball bearings behind him, and then hiding out ahead. Luckily for you, no one gave immediate chase, so the it didn't really need a stealth roll at that moment. But why don't you give me just a quick stealth check as these people are wrapping up their conversation? Uh, See if you're, or yeah, give me a stealth and a perception check.
12 for the stealth. 26 nat 20 for perception.
Yeah. You're just around the corner. You like quickly heard that no pursuit was underway, so you just like ducked around a corner and where you could listen to them listen to the in on their just their conversation. You've heard their plans, you know exactly what they're doing. They you know that they are yeah, you would have the only stealth you had to make, I think, was hiding from those crew that like ran down the stairs and through the passage after you. Um and but yeah, so yeah, you know they're heading downstairs, probably past you, down this hallway eventually. Um but what would you like to do?
Scabs would like to go back and pick up that chest that
Mm,
may contain more snakes.
yeah, absolutely. You sneak around. I'll say you wait till they pass, and then you sneak back around them and head upstairs. Um, you needn't even hide as or stealth as the great commotion in this place right now is so rampant that no one is stopping to give you any attention. Like they assume that there everybody has things to do as far as catching snakes and keeping the ship from falling out of the sky. Um, as you get a little bit higher up in the decks, you hear the freaking groan of a tree breaking as it begins to fall, and you hear the smash of the tree as it slams into the deck of the ship above you. Um, Somebody cut a big tree down. It sounds like you haven't seen the surface or the top level of the ships. You haven't seen all the explosion of nature, but you swear that's what happened up above.
Scabs is going to take this chest and kind of like maybe strap it to his back and make his way up to the deck and look for people that aren't necessarily freaking out, but seem to be like looking for something, perhaps.
Hmm. Yeah. Going up on the deck, are you going to try and like get into a hidden position, or are you using yourself as bait to see if anybody sees you with the chest and is interested?
Yes.
Hell yeah. So you head upstairs, get onto the deck, and just kind of like wandering around, kind of like keeping yourself visible, just keeping eyes on people, seeing if they react to your presence with this chest. You see the eyes of Basilia Bessemer, hard and cold, laid upon you. As soon as you notice her, she looks away and begins moving into a crowd, clearly trying to break line of eyesight, sneak away in the crowd, and break your attention. She rolled a stealth check. Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check to see if you can follow her through the crowd covertly?
19.
She slips through the crowd. You can see she ducks around this like large fern that is like just like been prehistoric in size. You pretend to have lost her while keeping tabs as she flits around this space, trying to get behind you, keeping eyes, following you.
I want to get close enough to her to be able to say, I know where the locking keys.
She's right now in like hunter mode where she's like just stalking you, waiting for you to go somewhere where she might pounce perhaps. But like whatever she's doing, she doesn't want to do in the middle of all these people. So you can definitely like go and yeah, just address her or interact with her. But you can also, if you wanted to, you could continue playing the cat to her mouse. Wait, I mean mouse to her cat. There we go. Up to
Hmm.
you.
No, he's just gonna kind of yell it out, like see her look like next time she makes eye contact, be like, I know where the locking key is.
Her eyes go wide for a moment. She looks around as if like caught off guard that you're like looking directly at her when she thought she had hidden from you, and then looking around like quickly like nervous like see if anybody else like heard or took note of what you said, seeing like just the hustle and bustle going around unchanged. She just like looks at you and like nods for you to follow her and begins like walking and seeing if you will follow her lead.
Let's keep this semi-public, yeah? Let's have a little chat.
It's all right with me. Friendly chat out here. Lock and key, huh?
That's right. I don't know what the fuck you're after, but I know you're after them. So am I. Perhaps we could work together. I only need one of them. You could take the other.
I think we might have a deal. I had a few companions. Well, never you mind that. It sounds like we could be of great use to each other. Can you take me to
Perhaps.
them?
I may.
Which one do you want to take?
It looks
Well,
like the key is something that's a little bit easier to handle, yeah?
might be, depending on your way of handling things, she says.
With this, and he taps his short bow.
Simple enough. The key is yours.
He
Come.
puts his hand out for a handshake.
She shakes it, and she looks at you in the eyes as she does. Um, she looks, you feel maybe a little more trustworthy in this agreement because, it wasn't made with the threat of death on it. But we'll see. You can give me an insight check.
13.
13. Um, yeah, she looks at you. She looks at you and you can tell that she is seeing you merely as an ends to her means, but looking around at the chaos here, and seeing, yeah, what seems like a great opportunity, she says, the deal is made. See that, if we, she says, the deal is so cast. See that we both see it true, that we may both benefit, she says.
And maybe in the end, he could buy this trunk back from me.
How we can talk. It is of worth to me.
Let's get going.
She follows after.
And yeah, he's going to head back down to last known location.
Yeah. Last known location is in that more or less like that intersectional, like the intersection of the stairways.
Well, I guess
Um,
we know they're headed to like the core,
exactly.
right? Yeah. So he's
Yeah.
going to, yeah,
Perfect.
director there.
Um, yeah, you guys head out to lower into the depths of the ship.